Hello, hello. Yeah, government trying to read my mind. What day eagle eye? What's new in my life? Not much. Still using my logic to derail others. Still using my logic to break down every theory in existence with pure word alone. Still using my logic to fuck up the morals of the oppositional force, aka the government, over illegal means. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do illegal shit. Still motherfucking smart as hell. Still motherfucking not dumbed down by these orc changes in my body, managed by a so-called medicational relief. Still not getting too fucked up over shit like this, but you know, it is what it is. Everybody wanna be a top dog hard motherfucker nowadays, but they ain't that hard. Especially when they ain't bled nobody. You know what I mean? Those types of people. But this is just one of those rants that's all over the place, you know? Cause I got a million ideas that go through my head every day. And I ain't talking no fucking bipolar issues or any of that shit. I'm talking shit that makes logical sense why you'd be angry. Like getting fucking robbed and blanked out? Yeah, that'd make you angry. Left in front of a train station? Yeah, that'd make you angry. Almost getting hit by a car 7 times in a row in 1 fucking month? To 2 months even? Yeah, that shit'd make you angry. That'd also make you think, why would people be trying to hit you in the same spot too when you're crossing over? You know? Shit like that makes you think. If you don't think when you think like me, then you're fucking stupid. I'll just say it straight up. I'm not a psychopath either. My parents knew me my whole life. If I'm a psychopath, I'd be a psychopath from day one. So suck my cock. Y'all be dumb bitches, man. Come on now. Get your game up. Maybe you should take a drag of this cigarette and enhance his relaxation skills. That's exactly what I'll do. Like I said, people change. And you know what? People who don't think people don't change just because of the predicament they're in, they're fucking idiots. Don't listen to them. Cut them out of your life. Because they're the ones who ain't changing much. What do they do? Here's a fornicated example of what my old friends used to do. Amani, you ain't changed much, you know that? And that's what I like about you. Back in the day, that would have been cool. In this new age where fucking socialization's like a 180 turn of like, oh, I curse you, you bastard, behind your back and shit like that. You know what I mean? And all that shit talk. Yeah, people are fucking weird nowadays, and that's not so cool. It's not so cool anymore. You know what I mean? Before I lose my train of thought by all this disruption around me, yes, I'm not gonna give a shit much. And I still want to say fuck the government because, like I said, they took people with mental health disorders and they took them in and did MK Ultra experiments on them. So, you know, I have a grudge against that type of shit because they're a bunch of bitches for doing that. Why would you take advantage of someone who's mentally sick to fucking take them to a hospital, traumatize them, do all this shit to them, and still, it probably still goes on in godforsaken countries too, where they do have political reign underground. Oh, bet you didn't think about that one, did you? You know? So fuck them. What the fuck they gonna do to me? I don't do illegal shit anyways. What, they gonna pin something imaginary on me? You see my eyes? They're actually genuinely like that right now. They're like, ah. Did you see how quick they fucking shapeshifted in that way? Holy shit. They just did this. These are my eyes now. They just did this. Or whatever they did. It's creepy shit, man. This creepy shit happens to me on the daily, so I'm not too worried about it. If it's evil spirits, if it's the jinn forces, If it's whatever type of forces there is, I ain't scared of that shit. Shit, man. I seen a cursed dream once, 'cause I was in that cursed dream. I saw a million goddamn faces and like red auras and shit on the top of a ceiling in my sister's room, which spurred me for some reason before this even happened to start sleeping in my parents' room or my sister's room, who is younger than me, by the way, because I couldn't go to sleep at night for some reason. And I had no prior history of any mental health state problems or anything like that. It was just a weird feeling I had. So, like, I don't give a fuck what anybody says about premonition and whatever, but sometimes you can premonize things, and that's just the way it goes. I mean, we got all these psychic healers, right? You're telling me we don't have genuine psychic healers out of these fake motherfuckers, right? It's true. Yeah, we do. The realest ones, though, are the ones probably within government structure, and, you know, let's not get into that. But you know exactly what I'm talking about right now. You know what I mean? So with that bit of logic right there and how I just pronounced and accentuated and said that, because I do study myself too, just like any other person does who's self-aware and conscious, yeah. Exactly. That's what I thought. Point taken. Point taken. Indeed. And you know what, though? I just derailed it with my logic, too. At least by maybe 20th percentile is what I'd measure it at. And I'm just throwing statistics out of my ass, but that's okay. You know? It's funny, people know all this stuff. Some people possibly, maybe even around here, who have seen me walking around, talking to myself, vlogging to myself, doing this and that with myself, they probably have a keen idea of like who I might possibly be, who I might be in the future, who I might be now. You know, things like that. You're telling me that's impossible. It's coincidental. They're just there. Well, guess what? Are you an NPC or are you a real person? You know what I mean? Come on, just think broader on what I just said there. Probably not, eh? That's okay. Whatever, though. I mean, I'll keep it going. With all the things that people know about this world, conspiracy-wise, which is the number one thing that exposes secret knowledge, God forbid you all, in studying this endeavor if you're not prepared for it, then, you know, like, why isn't there any change? Are people really that programmed to be blind to certain aspects of things around them or in their life where they trail off? Like, is there subconscious other than, like, mine? Because mine's fairly open in that sense, at least. Like, I'm waving my arm like this. You see how fast that was? That made, like, a little thing on the camera. But anyways, you know? It's like this. Yeah, I have a million ideas in my head. And, like, I explore them as many as possible. Excuse my punctuation. But, like, do they literally think, like, oh, here's my perspective? And this is what I was like in high school. So I'm just going to give it off like this. This is my perspective. Okay, I don't feel hungry right now. And I don't think to myself to this, or I don't do this to myself to like to me in a way like it's hard to explain. You know, I don't grasp this idea. It's just natural. And it's just like, okay, go to the cupboard, search for food, no food there. Go to the fridge, search for food, food there, heat it up. You know, all natural and stuff like that. And then they go on their things. They have things called hobbies, and they fucking play video games, or they do this and do that. And, like, you know, that's just their day. A free day, I mean. That's just their day. Or they hang out with friends, or they do other things. Do they ever think to themselves, like, hey, maybe this conversation with Alex is kind of like, maybe I should talk about something broader and deeper? You know, and up my intelligence while doing so. Because intelligence can be absorbed and changed. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. Don't ask how I know this, I just know this. They can also be destroyed too, in a sense. But let's not get into that. You know? Instead of like being like, oh, because in high school, this is what I see in people in high school nowadays: complacency. And complacency in the so called conspiracy matrix theory is not a good spot to be because it makes you stay in one spot. People make fun of me sometimes, probably, for being in one spot, possibly. I don't even know. I'm just throwing out my ass too. And just being like, oh, you have too much free time on your hands. But you know what? That's okay. Because I do 5,000 different hobbies you don't do, that you don't see me do, that I do. Do. You know what I mean? So it doesn't even matter. I'm a free person. That's the difference. I think freely. I know exactly what I'm saying. I can predict what I'm going to say, and I know exactly how to say something. So it's not going to really matter at all. You know what I mean? And the fact that my strongest forte, like I keep saying, is my ability to break down logic itself, it is good enough. You know, instead of studying about science, be the scientist. Think of unorthodox ways to be a scientist. Think of how you can get your name out too when you come to that problem. Foretell these problems. Do all that. The government does it. Why can't you do it? Use it to your benefit. That's what I've learned from a shitty, corrupt so-called government that rules the nations. You know? And nothing bad ever happens here, but that's just what I'm saying. Because no one is a clean government. No one. Everyone had a hand in slavery and all that bullshit. And that's just what I'd like to say on that matter. It's immeasurably evil. Do your research. So that makes me wonder about the average civilian too. And I don't say that disrespectfully, I say that with all honor and respect. You know what I mean? But other than that, they don't involve me because I don't come into contact with many people in my life anyways. So it's okay. But thank you, have a nice day.